friends, Blake Shook here, and I've gone from 2 hives to over 30,000. And I love doing these videos because it gives me a chance to pass on all the lessons that I've learned all along the way. This hive is ready for another honey super. So we're kind of in the middle of the honey flow where I am here in Texas, maybe on the last third or so of it. And I can usually tell the status of a honey flow right when I walk into a bee yard because there's a smell. You can often smell the bees as they're curing that nectar. They're fanning furiously in the entrance. They especially are today because it's really hot. But they're fanning and you can smell that honey being cured. And so when I open this hive, we've got 2 deep boxes and then we've got 1 medium honey super on top. And instantly I could tell they probably needed a honey super just because they were pretty much full of bees in the top box. If they're 80% full of bees in the top box, it's probably a good sign that they need another honey super, especially if you're not too close to the end of the honey flow. And when I start looking at this super, it's just absolutely beautiful, guys. It is packed out. Look at that. I mean, this is the stuff that dreams are made out of for a beekeeper. I mean, just a beautiful frame of completely capped honey, and the entire super is like this. Just gorgeous. Now, it also means that they really need a honey super. My target for a hive is when this top box is about 80% full of bees or 80% full of honey. That's when I'm ready to add a honey super. This hive is pretty much completely, well, even the outside frame, look at that. The very outside frame, almost completely full and capped. So they are really, really ready for a new super. Oh, this box has probably got 40 pounds of honey in it. I just want to check in the brood box really quickly and make sure that they are not honey bound, because sometimes if they get a super that's too full of honey, then they will overfill the brood nest. Looks like this hive has not done that. They've got lots of good brood, but they still have a couple empty frames that are available for the queen to lay on. And more importantly, when I go down to the middle frames that are completely full of brood, they're just that. They're mostly full of brood. If these frames were mostly full of honey, then I'd be a little bit concerned. But I've still got lots of brood. I've still got lots of eggs and larvae, plenty of room for that queen to lay. So I'm really not worried about them being honey bound. So they've done a great job, like they usually do, of keeping this center area of the brood nest free for the queen to lay and storing the honey up in the upper boxes where it's supposed to be stored. Now, if I were to leave this hive another few weeks like this, then they would start overcrowding that brood nest with nectar and the queen would have nowhere to lay. So we've caught it in time. And so I'm going to go ahead and add another honey super right up on top. It's already drawn out honeycomb. And so within a few days, I expect to see this super immediately filling full of nectar because they're going to want to empty out that space a little bit. And hopefully they'll fill it full before the end of the honey flow. If this was helpful for you, then please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.